This is definitely a girl. Here's 3 lines. Here's the labia. Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. If you have not already seen my last video, we are doing a giveaway, and if you have not subscribed and followed my Instagram, go check out that video and do all that now so you have a chance to be entered into the giveaway. Make sure to watch all the way to the end, that way you know exactly what you need to do to enter the giveaway, and I just can't wait to pick a winner, probably about next week. I am currently 20 weeks and 5 days pregnant the day I'm filming this. The day it goes up, I'll be turning 21 weeks though. I'm just going to be talking about the first 20 weeks of my pregnancy, and there's not really much for me to talk about. Compared to Asher's pregnancy, this pregnancy has been such a breeze, and I'm so blessed to have such an easy pregnancy. With Asher's, I was on bed rest for about 5 to 10 weeks due to a subchronic hemorrhage, and if you don't know what that is, then I can make a video on his whole pregnancy or just the subchronic hemorrhage, or you can just reach out to me in the comments or DMs. Thankfully, with this pregnancy, I have not had a subchronic hemorrhage. They did find on my ultrasound that I had another venous placenta leak, which I also had in Asher's pregnancy. This is apparently pretty common, and it's just a pooling of maternal blood in the placenta. I do have to go back in for another ultrasound here in about 8 weeks to make sure baby is growing and that the blood lake has gone away, but I'm not too worried about it. I had it with Asher, and it literally caused me no complications at all. So I guess I'll start with the beginning. The first 10 weeks were the hardest because I had all the morning sickness you could ever think of, and that thankfully went away after about 10 weeks. I now eat anything and everything, mostly sweets. That's all I want is chocolate and white chocolate and sugar and anything yummy. That was also very different than Asher's pregnancy because all I wanted with him was like cheese and beans and weird things like that. But this one, it's all fruit and sweet stuff. But after those 10 weeks, I honestly stopped feeling pregnant. I had no negative symptoms besides the breast area. Obviously, those are hurting, and they still do. In the shower, I have to cover them up. Taking a bra off is the worst. I hate anything to deal with them, and it's the worst. I cannot wait for that to end. I have been having more recently some Braxton Hicks contractions. Those are just like practice contractions. They don't cause any pain. It's just tensioning in my belly, and I probably only get those because I do not drink the water I should be drinking. The other thing is hip pain. I do get some slight hip pain, and it's mostly in my left hip, and only whenever I overwork myself, like if I spend the day cleaning the house all day long, or if I was to like go grocery shopping, then I really start to feel the hip pain that night. I got this with Asher as well, so it was nothing new to me, and it just is a fun part of pregnancy. That is really it for the pregnancy symptoms that I've been experiencing, especially recently. I don't feel pregnant. If it wasn't for feeling him move, then I'd probably forget I was pregnant most of the time. I've been feeling this baby move from 16 weeks, and with Asher, I did not feel him until I was 20 weeks, the day I turned 20 weeks actually. So it was really cool to be able to feel this baby so early, and I absolutely love it. It's my favorite part of pregnancy. I'm sure it's every woman's favorite part of pregnancy, just feeling the life that you are creating inside of you move around. It's just a whole nother experience. I have captured him moving a few times on camera. I'll try to insert one here. But now that I have really talked about the pregnancy, I wanted to go into what happened at my ultrasound last week. If you follow me on any of my social media, you know that I did not have the best experience at my ultrasound. It started off great. I told her that the baby was a boy because I had the blood test done and it said baby boy. So she already knew that the baby was supposed to be a boy. The entire ultrasound though, she kept saying she or her, referring to the baby, and I just let that slide because like it's not, she probably sees tons of people a day, and I don't blame her for not remembering that I said baby was a boy. It's no big deal to me. Whenever we got down to the potty shot for the baby, she was like, let's make sure the baby's a girl, and I told her once again that the baby should be a boy. I wouldn't be disappointed if it was wrong, but the blood test said boy. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she's like, well, this is definitely a girl. Here's 3 lines. Here's the labia. And so I instantly started freaking out. I wanted a girl so bad, and I couldn't believe that I was actually having a girl and that the blood test was wrong. Blood tests are wrong like 0.01% of the time. So for me to be one of those 0.01, I could not believe it. I was literally crying at this point, and I sat up off the table and I looked at her and I was like, are you serious? Like, you're lying. The baby is a girl? And she's like, yes, the baby is a girl. So I'm crying and I'm begging to call Nick on the phone. That way I can tell him, because it's his baby and this is some very big news for the both of us. And she looks at me and she's like, what's wrong? And I was like, the blood test said boy and you're saying the baby's a girl. And she was like, oh. And she looks again, I guess, and she just says, I thought we were just joking around. The baby is a boy, see? And then shows me his potty area after she was done pointing out, I don't know what she was accidentally looking at to point out girl parts, but she pointed out his boy parts and was like, yeah, I was just joking. And at this point, like I said, I was crying, I was freaking out, and my mind just was in a whole nother headspace. So the whole rest of the ultrasound was very terrible for me. I was trying not to cry because I'm going through gender disappointment all over again. She just had me convinced that I was having a girl, and she was just joking. So it was not fun at all. And then to find out that I have some more placenta venous legs on top of that wasn't fun. And I'm just very excited that I get to go back in a few weeks and see him again and hopefully have a better experience this time without a tech who is joking around about something that shouldn't be joked about. I honestly don't think that she was just joking. I think that she seriously thought she's seen girl parts, and then when she seen his boy parts, she did not want to sound like she didn't know what she was doing, because she normally does not work in my office. She's just a floater for now. And so she said, oh, I thought we were just playing around. Either way, it really ruined it, and it took me a few days to be able to even like talk about it without crying, because every time I bring it up, I feel those feelings that I felt all over again of me seriously thinking that I was having a girl and then being told that she was just joking and that I am indeed having a boy. Not that I do not love my boy, but I want a girl, and the fact that she thought it was okay to joke about it or whatever and literally looked me in my eyes and told me that the baby was a girl just is not right, and it ruined it all. We did, however, get some very good shots of the baby. He is big. Asher was always measuring small. He was only in the 20th percentile at this point in my pregnancy, and this baby is in the 70th percentile, like 75th or something. He's 13 ounces, and the apps that I have says he should be around 10. I think that's all for today's video. I will give y'all a bump shot, of course. I don't really take many pregnancy photos. I do not feel attractive or cute in any way with this pregnancy, so I just stay away from the camera, besides doing my videos, of course. So let me do that real quick. Here is the bump with the shirt on, and here it is with the shirt off. As you can see, I definitely have stretch marks, and they are getting a bit darker. I'm getting big, and you can definitely tell I'm pregnant, not just fat. Once again, thank you so much, and make sure to check my last video for the giveaway. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
I belong to you.